ready. Let's count down. Good morning, good morning. It's a great day in Houston. Beautiful outside. My name is Thelma Scott, and I am the founder and host for Embracing Diversity Show. And I'm so happy to be here today with my beautiful, beautiful co-hosts. Right now we have Dr. Attorney Leona Phyllis here, and we have Dr. Sandra Scott here. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves. And we have a beautiful show for you guys today. So please tune in if you're out there tuning into our show today. We've got a lot going on.
That's right.
Okay.
Right.
Dr. Attorney Leona Phyllis, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Leona from Phyllis Law Firm, and I am so happy to be here. If you want to talk to us today, we're at 713-974-4000 here at 99.5 Radio DeBong.
Radio DeBong. All right. Number one station in the nation. Okay.
Good morning. Once again, I'm Sandra
it up to
Harper Scott, and good morning to everyone on this hot Texas Houston day. We're here this morning, and yes, we want you to give us a call. That number again is
713-974-4000.
We're going to be talking about back to school and some things that's happened over the past month or so. So we'd love to hear from you.
All right, that sounds wonderful. Well, today is a blessed day. I say this every day, that I'm so blessed to see this beautiful sunshine, because remember, you guys, tomorrow's not promised to any of us. And I can tell you, when I wake up every morning, it's a blessing. So I just wanted to say that. I'm going to let Attorney Leona Phyllis, so she has some very special announcement that she needs to make, and also Dr. Sandra Scott. But I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about it, because our program has revamped our program. Our program is from kindergarten through college. We are a one-stop organization. The kids can
Yes.
grow up in our program, and that makes it so different that we stand out from any other organization.
That's
Safe
right,
Diversity.
that's
We are
right.
very unique because our kids can grow up in the program. We're going to talk about some of our kids that's graduated cum laude. We have one of
yes.
our students that
Magna
graduated with a
cum
doctorate.
laude.
Magna cum laude. All right. And one of our students that's in the program, he's a doctor, been in the program since they was like in ninth grade, went all the way through the program, because we follow these students throughout their college career.
That's correct.
Let them know that we are there for them. And once I get through, once Dr. Attorney Leona Phyllis get through, then Sandra's going to tell you a little bit about our college program, how we follow these students through the program, okay? You on, go ahead.
All right, thank you.
All right.
So a lot of what Safe Diversity does is work with families with children with special needs and bring awareness to families about their rights with education and other aspects of raising children with special needs. And this is August, and for a lot of our families, this is the month where their kids go back to school.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so a lot of parents may, with their younger kids, wonder if their child has a learning disability, maybe. And there is a federal mandate out there called Child Fine,
Right.
where the school districts do have a duty to try to go out in the community and find children out in their districts that may require special education services.
Right.
So if you think your child may have a learning disability, you can seek out help as early as even 3 years old. And they can join a program and start receiving services, maybe have a diagnostician help them out and analyze and see what services may be necessary to help meet any challenges your child may have.
Right.
So, and then there's a lot of our children
Right.
that we still see all the way through high school, like
Yes.
Miss no. Oh, no, now that I'm thinking of it, I'm not going to say it right.
What?
Ayaya? No. Miss Ayaya?
Miss Yai.
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 Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Yai at Wheatley High School.
At Wheatley High School. So,
Yeah, she's amazing.
yes, she is. And she's going to get me for not pronouncing her name right. But she's wonderful. And
Yes.
so with a lot of our kids that are already in school, parents, if your child is receiving special education services and you have some concerns that maybe The
Yes.
IEP, which is the individualized education plan, is not really benefiting your child right now. You can call what's called an ARD meeting at any time. You don't have to wait for the annual meeting.
Right.
So
Right.
if you have concerns,
Right.
don't wait around till you
Right.
get a notice. You be your child's advocate
Right.
and teach your child how to self-advocate.
Yes.
So that is one of the benefits of being involved with Safe Diversity Communities, because we have a whole group of people that are cheerleading. They're
But it's this-
cheerleaders for you and for
Yes.
your children, and they're
Yes.
going to help you with advocacy and teaching your children to self-advocate.
Okay. Dr. Phillips, can you tell them a little bit about if their kids come home or some of them hide and ask them what they need to do if their kids are being bullied at school? Can you tell them a little bit about that if they're being bullied at school? Because that's detrimental.
Right. So
Yes.
thankfully at Safe Diversity Communities, we have a little offshoot part of the nonprofit called J&J Autism Voices.
Right.
And one of the big themes for the services that the service goals that J&J Autism Voices has is trying to talk about bullying and what children who have been bullied at school, what kind of things work for them? What do they do? What can they do to maybe prevent this bullying at school? Every school pretty much has their policies and procedures online.
Right.
And every school pretty much right now has some type of anti-bullying
Right.
protocol. And
Right.
you are supposed to report it when you see somebody bullying someone. And if you are the recipient of bullying, you are supposed to report it.
Right.
Right.
So there are ways that you can get this issue addressed through the school. But there's also, even if you get it addressed, let's say they move the bully to the other side of the room, you can request something like that,
Right.
or change the classes. But that's kind of a problem for kids on the
Yes.
spectrum, because you're changing their routine.
Right.
And when you change their routine,
They don't like
you're
that.
disrupting some other part
Right,
of their
right.
life.
Right.
So
right.
it's something that you should, when you as a parent find out that your child is being bullied, you want to talk about this bullying with the whole ARD or IEP team.
Right.
And find out what's the best way to not have the education interfered with for your child. What's the best way to approach this situation? Do you let the kids work it out on their own? Or is it at this point where you do have an adult step in and make a difference? Do you have a paraprofessional maybe shadow them in the classroom
Right.
where that bully is, or
Right.
check in more often? Or do you, like I said, make them move seats or change the whole classroom altogether? So there are options, but then also talk to your support group. So
Right.
it is harder for, let's say, kids on the spectrum to have a support group, because
Right.
they don't really know. Typically, a lot of kids on the spectrum don't have the social skills to build up a big friend group.
Right.
So
They
with
don't,
J&J
right.
Autism Voices, we have something like a Discord channel where we try to have the kids regularly meet up, maybe under the guise of meeting to play video games, but they can also
Right.
chat and they can talk. And if they want to talk to each other and talk about their strategies on what they do to
Right.
get over this type of behavior that they've received, bad behavior that they've received from
Yes.
another student, then if that works for them, that's fine. Because what worked for us when we were in school being bullied is not possibly going to work for these
Right.
kids
Right.
and their
Right.
situation at this time.
Right.
So there's a lot of opportunities out there through social groups, through
Right.
J&J Autism Voices, through Embracing Diversity, and it's just don't just ignore it.
Don't know.
Right.
If you see something, say
Say something. Right.
Right. And that's for everybody, because the other kids, the older kids at school or whoever, if you see something, say something, because you remember that if a kid being bullied, they can drive them to suicide. This it's very important that we kind of watch over and kind of protect them. If you see something, please say something to some of the elders or some of the superintendent or the teachers in school, because we don't want to lose any of our students. So it's very important that we kind of protect them that's with our unique abilities, as we call it, unique abilities, right? So thank you for that. At this time, Dr. Sandra Scott, you want to tell us a little bit about, a lot of people don't know that our program is kindergarten through college now. We follow students throughout their college career, and it's so important that they know that they got a leaning post on them if anything happened through school. We try to make sure we don't fund them throughout their college career, but if they follow a program, they'll get scholarship to Safe Diversity. But any other services, we facilitate those services. We do not provide those services, but we facilitate services for kids throughout their college career. Okay, Dr. Scott?
Yes.
Take it away.
Thank you so much, Dr. Scott. And just like you say, parents are adults. I just want to reiterate that.
Right.
If you see something, say something.
Right.
And as a parent surrogate, for the Spring School District a couple of years ago, I was able to attend those art sessions.
Right.
And I just want to just echo what you said about that. Those are very important,
Right.
and the parents can request it. I was there as an advocate for the foster kids, or the kids that were in foster care.
Right.
And in those art sessions, you have all those teachers, the teachers and the counselors and the key players in that student's life. And that is so important that they sit down and talk about a good plan, a good management plan, a
Right.
good way forward, so that that student can be productive
Right.
in school without all the other distractions.
Right.
So that's wonderful that those things are available. Now, with Safe Diversity and our college ambassadors, we're just very, very excited about Safe Diversity's program with all of our students, because we have students as young as 2 years old. Shout out to Kamari Tatum, who just turned 2, and she is our youngest little ambassadors. But we have some college students that are doing very well in college, and kudos to them. They participate in some of our essay contests, as well as on our Saturday calls. On Saturdays, we have some folks from different organizations in the communities that talk to them on various topics, and that's
Right.
for all of our students. And that's the unique thing about Safe Diversity. We do have a scholarship program, but it's not a one-off. We want the kids and their families to come and participate in the events that we have throughout the year.
Right.
And these opportunities are for them to grow scholastically as well as emotionally,
Right,
and even
especially.
in some cases physically. So
Yes.
we try to be a holistic organization for our students, so that they can be successful just not only in school but even throughout life.
Yes.
We've had really 3 graduations
Right.
of college students. We had a young man that's now in Atlanta doing his residency as a doctor,
Right.
but he came through Safe Diversity, so we're very happy about that. And we also had one of our Safe Diversity college ambassadors who
Right.
recently graduated from Prairie View A&M University.
Ooh, let's get Tori.
Yes, Miss Tori Lang, and
Tori.
she graduated actually magna cum laude,
Magna cum
with a
laude.
degree in
All
kinesiology,
Right.
and she is now working in the Aldine School District.
All right, let's
So
put our hands
yes,
together for that
yes,
lady.
That
All
was
right.
yes.
Phyllis Law Firm scholarship recipient.
Yes.
Yeah,
Also,
yes. Say
yes,
that
let's say
again,
that.
Attorney
That was a
Phyllis.
long
Say-
time ago. But
say that, say that.
Phyllis Law Firm scholarship recipient.
That's one of the Phyllis Law. Did y'all hear that? That's one of Phyllis Law Firm's scholarship recipient, right?
Wonderful. Thanks
Tori's
a-
in the program since she was in 9th grade.
Since ninth grade, and now
she
she
graduated college.
graduated college,
And she got a check every year, you guys, because she did her work.
right, right.
She worked and also went to college full time and worked, and still was
able to participate
in
when
Safe
she could.
Diversity program. She did
Yes,
her work. Yes,
yes.
so we're so proud of her. So very proud of her.
So we're glad that the seeds that we sowed through the scholarships, through the monthly meetings, and having folks from the organizations that have come out and talked to our students on various topics. We're
Right.
just so happy that those seeds that were sown are growing up, and they're making some great individuals and productive citizens in our communities. And that's what Safe Diversity is all about. That's
Right.
what embracing diversity
Right.
is all about, even as we start school. And I'd like to talk about our
Talk
event
about,
on July
say a little bit
20th.
about our interns and our interns that we had for this summer. the
Oh,
interns.
okay. We
Yeah.
also had an intern, Miss Taya Harper, and she came and worked for 3 months in the office and assisted Safe Diversity in some of our general administrative duties, as well as working specifically with our EEJ, that's our Environment, Equity, and Justice
Yes.
project. But we're happy to say she's still in school, U of H, go
Yes.
Cougs. So
Go
she's
Cougs.
continuing school, but she's also working in the school district as well.
Right.
So we're glad that we are producing and encouraging
Right.
productive citizens. And
Right.
we had another intern in the office as well. What's the young lady's name? She was also an intern.
Oh, you're talking about Chanel Moreland and
Yes.
Dominique Childers. They one
Yes.
go to Lone Star, and the other one go to ACC.
That's right.
But they've been in office for a while as interns. But I just wanted to mention that Tail did a very
Yes.
wonderful job working as
Yes.
an intern, and we want to wish her the best this year. Moving forward, hopefully she'll be back next year to be an intern in the office.
Yes, we've
And
had.
she's also
yes.
working now. Who she's working? Cause she's got a
She's
job.
in the
working.
Klein School District.
In the Klein
I think
School
it's
District,
Klein
yes.
or Cy-Fair. Yes, yes.
So she's doing very well. So we're
Right.
very proud of her. We very
Right.
proud of all of our interns.
Yes, I was just
that,
going to say all of our interns, shout out to them because they're all are doing great, not only at Safe Diversity, but in school and in other job endeavors. So we're just really excited about them. And so on July the 20th, can we talk about that now?
Go ahead,
Well,
yeah.
we
Go
had
ahead.
our
Help yourself. Go ahead.
We had our back to school and scholarship award program
Right.
where we gave out $50,000
Yes.
in scholarships to students that were going to college. We had some high school graduates as well as some of our current college students.
Right.
We also gave out our book scholarships.
Yes.
So
we just give money away all the
yes,
time.
like Dr. Scott says, she loves writing checks,
I
and
love
we
writing
want to
checks.
take this opportunity to thank all of these organizations and companies that without them we were not able or
Right.
could not be able to give out the $50,000
to these kids,
to our
right.
kids to encourage them to continue in their educational pursuits.
Right.
We had a lovely, well, he may not want me to call him lovely. We had a wonderful MC. We had two MCs. We had JJ,
Yes.
and we also had K Dog.
Yes.
K-Dog
K-Dog the man. K-Dog the
K-Dog the man that acted as our MC. We had vendor and information booths.
Right.
We had volunteers that
Right.
came through from other partner organizations. We had volunteers from UPS.
Yes.
Also, we had volunteers from the Greater Houston Frontiers
Yes, we
Club
did. We did have.
and other organizations that came out and helped us as we go ahead.
E-print today.
That's right. Mr.
Yeah.
Jason Moore and ePrint Today
Yes.
came out as well. We also had Cherie Roberts
Right.
came out, and just a lot. So if I can't name everyone, but we just want to give
Fill the
a
Box.
general
We also have
Fill the Box. That's
yes.
right. Keandra Tatum with Fill the Box out as well. So we just want to make sure that we give kudos and thanks to
Right.
everyone that came out and played a significant part in that event because we were able to once again give out the $50,000. I'll keep saying that
Right.
in scholarships. So if anyone wants to join us in that effort, we'll be glad to have you to contact us. Contact Safe Diversity Communities, and we'll be glad to have you to come on board as one of our collaborators and community partners. And we want to once again wish all of our students and even those that teach our students, or
Right.
whether you're even if you're a bus driver, to the administrative, to in the classroom, because it takes a village.
Right.
It takes a village to educate our kids. So whatever role you play
Right.
in the education of our kids, be it great or small, it is not going overlooked. So we want to definitely thank you for that. Also, we have Maribel here, and she may want to say something about her vendors, or not her vendors, but the vendors that she was able
Well,
to.
before Maribel
yes,
says
yes,
something,
yes.
pull this over. We're going to let Dr. Allen
Okay.
introduce herself, because Maribel, I got something to mention when Maribel talks.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Miss,
All
go ahead.
right.
Go ahead.
I apologize
These are our two hosts, right? But they always run into traffic. Something always happens. But we're so glad to have them here.
Yes, we did run
But we so-
into
but
a
we-
lot of traffic.
But we're so glad. And so we
They
so
they
glad
were
to
a
have
little
them.
bit tardy for the party, but they're here now.
A little bit tardy for the party. I
Yeah.
love that Dr. Sanders
but
Scott
we were
tardy for the
determined to
party.
get here.
Yes.
Well, you're here.
because somebody had a wreck.
Oh my
Really?
goodness!
So, yeah.
Oh my
And we just pray that
goodness.
they're okay.
Yeah.
That's
All is
right.
well.
Houston traffic.
But I am Cynthia Allen, and I'm just excited to be here and a part of the Safe Diversity.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about what you do. She's not finished. You got to tell us a little bit something. I know a little bit about you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But for Safe Diversity,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
am a proud supporter. Whatever Ms. Scott needs me to do, I am always willing to do it. One of the things I did enjoy when we went on the environmental justice tour,
Okay.
all the kids, I know they enjoyed it, but I just like the activities and everything, a part of Safe Diversity. So I'm just excited to be here this morning.
Okay, tell us a little bit about, besides that, what you do with Sea Island Productions.
Okay.
You
Well,
want to tell you about what she do.
I do have a production company.
Okay.
It's Sea Island Productions. I do events. As a matter of fact, the next event that I am doing will be September the 14th.
Okay.
My
What's
65th
going on September 14th, girl? Tell
My
us.
65th birthday
Oh,
party.
all right.
Everybody is invited.
Happy early birthday.
Yes. We will
65.
have a
Listen at ya.
Zydeco band.
Okay.
We will have Lil Jalbo Jr. and the Zydeco Enforcers.
Say
Okay.
bon, say bon.
Yeah, and then we will have DJ Jam and J on the ones and twos. So if
Okay.
you like Zydeco blues
Come on
and
out.
Southern Soul, we're gonna have an awesome time.
Oh wow.
Come
And
on out
it
and
is
get down.
free.
Come on out and get down.
Okay, tell us where that's going to be again.
It's gonna be at the Hampton in Sugarland, 218 Promenade Way.
All
Okay.
right.
And if you have any questions or anything on how to get there or anything, just give me a call, 713-204-9554. I would love to see your face in the place.
Is there anybody invited? Everybody invited?
Everybody. It's
All
everybody.
right.
Uh-oh.
Everybody.
Well, guess what? We will not be tardy for that party.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Get this back. Okay, let Miss Sunshine.
Good morning,
Mary Beth,
everyone.
She's going to tell you a little bit about her, and then there's something else that we have to say about
Yes.
somebody that we want to highlight. We was waiting on her to come, so go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. As y'all know, we're with the Houston traffic, so this is the reason we're on time. Yes,
Late for the party.
late for the party, but thank you so much for the people that did show up, the supporters, the vendors, for this amazing opportunity that we had to be able to bless people with scholarships. We had an amazing time in July, and we're looking forward to, if you're not a member yet, for you to collaborate, become a member. We need to support so many students, including my children. We're blessed with scholarships, and definitely we're looking forward to collaborating and partnering up with different vendors, different sponsorships. A shout out to Noble, one of our top sponsors, $25,000. So
Yeah, let's everybody get them a hand.
thank you, Noble.
I just
for all
want
y'all
to
do.
say, let me say this to Maribel. I thank Maribel for coming in and being an awesome board member. And We wouldn't have been able to give out $50,000 without the support from Noble
Noble, yeah.
Corporation Foundation. They did a wonderful job, and they're going to be supporting us for the next 5 years. So I just want to thank you, Maribel, for reaching out to Noble to be able to just surround our vision. And they love our vision. They love what we
Yes.
do, working with our students from K through college. They love that. So thank you so much for bringing in that big supporter again. Thank you. Let's give her a hand. Thank
My
you so much.
pleasure.
Thank you, Maribel. Yes.
My
She's
pleasure.
on it. All right. And tell us what else you do to help our students and our adults, family, anybody that's looking for a job. Kind of tell them what you do and about your women organization. We want to invite people to that. We want to do it all. So
I'm
go
a
ahead.
huge supporter for students. We need to help our youth, keep them busy so they can be off of the streets and
Right.
off of trouble. With that, I'm a motivational speaker for different schools,
Right.
different platforms. But Save Diversity, I'm just a proud member, a board member, and I will continue to support you, Ms. Scott. And
Well, you
Save
got to tell us a little bit
Diversity.
about the Sunshine staffing, because so
Yes.
many of these kids out here need jobs. We need to get them in school or get them a job, because if we don't, they're going to steal our cars, breaking our house, and steal our catalytic
Ooh.
converters. You know that.
We don't
so,
need that.
Maribel, you got to get them a job, and we
Yes.
help them to get into school, get into college.
I'm owner of Sunshine Personnel Solutions,
Right.
proud CEO. I have a passion for what I do, blessing people with employment opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
At the present time, working with the LBJ Expansion Project.
Right.
They're asking for 100 employees to start with, so
Okay.
I'm very, very happy with that. If you're
Okay,
looking for
now
a
tell them a little
job,
bit about what it can call to get a
Yes.
job with the LBJ. Tell them that. What they
if
can
you
get.
are looking for a job, you can call. I don't remember the corporate office number, but I remember my number, 832-863-1090. Also, our website, www.sunshinepersonalsolutions.com. We have multiple different job opportunities, and we do staff here in Houston outside of the city and state. So, and also, if you are a business and are looking for temporary personnel, whether it's a short-term project, long-term project, we're able to staff your next employee. But definitely, we are open to clean backgrounds, misdemeanors, felons. We're open to people that are just graduate or even part-timers that are still in high school.
All right, that's wonderful.
ma'am.
Tell them one more time, Sunshine, where they can contact your office. Give them that number.
Phone
again.
number 832-863-1090. Also follow us on all the social media platforms, including TikTok. We do post all our positions on our social media. Yes.
All right. At this time, we're going to let Dr.
Thank
Sandra
you.
Scott going to tell us a little bit about. We took 4 of our students, and college students and high school students. They went to New York for a whole week. So she's going to tell you a little bit about the summer of heat. Okay, Dr. Scott, take it away.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Yes, we were able to participate, and when I say we, I'm speaking of course, Safe Diversity Communities in the summer of heat. The overall
How many people was there, you
vision.
think? Was it New York?
Oh wow, we had, I'm gonna say almost 150 people throughout the country that came in.
Right.
Specifically. Well, let me back up. The Summer of Heat is like a 3-month program.
Right.
Well, when I say program, I'm gonna say really movement where different environmental equity and justice organizations, like I said, throughout the United States, was able to go to New York City to speak truth to power. And when I say that, that's talking or actively protesting at headquarters, mainly on Wall Street. I won't say any names to bear any blame, but to let them know that we are holding them accountable for funding these companies that come into mainly Black, brown, and indigenous communities,
Right.
Polluting our air, our water, and our soil.
Right.
Different plants. We had the liquefied gas plants. We
Right.
have other plants that are coming in, facilities that are ruining our environment, where
Right.
these companies come into our neighborhoods,
Right.
once again, black, brown, indigenous, or low-income neighborhoods,
Right.
build their plants. A lot of you may know or may not know, but near where Dr. Scott says, one of the largest gas fields is located there. It's called the Bammel Field.
And it's next door to me.
Next door. It is the largest
Yes.
field in the United States.
Yes.
And so there are various plants around that, and we're actually working on a project through Safe Diversity, and we'll be talking about that later. But we're interviewing residents as well as finding out some more information of what's going on in that area, and we're going to present that at a town hall meeting. But going back to the summer of heat, we were privileged to go and take our college students with us to show how they can actively be involved in this environmental equity and climate change scene. So we were there protesting, marching. Like I said, it was called the Summer of Heat. We were there particularly for the Gulf South Solidarity Week, where all the organizations that Safe Diversity collaborates with
Right.
that are located in Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi,
And DC.
Well, the Gulf South states.
Washington,
But
yes.
we did have some folks that came from Washington, D.C. But particularly, we were there speaking truth once again to power to let these companies know that are financing these larger companies that are going into our communities and polluting our communities. And so we're glad to be a part of that. We were glad to, it was hot in New York, not Texas heat, but nevertheless, it was hot. So we were literally the summer of heat, literally
Right.
and figuratively. So it was a great learning experience for our college students.
Right.
And one of the things that we want our kids to know as we are developing them to be good community citizens is to let them know that there are jobs and there are opportunities
Right.
for careers in the environmental equity field,
Right.
be it lawyers, attorneys,
Right.
scientists, whatever. So we want to make sure that our next generation knows what's available for them,
Right.
and let them know that they can be a voice
Right.
for the communities. Also, we sort of culminated part of that on August the 2nd, where we took part in a solidarity tour,
Right.
which was in the Brazoria Angleton area,
Right.
where we actually got together with one of the local churches.
Well, not local church. The church
Okay.
I grew up in, my church.
Okay, give me the
First
name of.
Baptist Missionary, First
Say it
Baptist Missionary Baptist, First Missionary Baptist Church, Angleton, Texas. Pastor is Reverend Aura Hollins.
Right, and he was one of our fathers that we,
And we honored
actually
him on
honored.
Father's Day.
Yes,
this church.
yes, back
That's
in
a church
June.
that I grew up in, and my grandkids grew up in that church as well. So we partner with them, and we'll be partnering with them throughout the year, working on
Yes.
some different projects that we're working with them on. Yes.
Yes, we sort of went on a tour, sort of like Gilligan Island,
Yes.
a 2-hour tour. But we were able to tour all the facilities
In Freeport
in
and-
Freeport, Brazoria County,
All around. Lake
all
Jackson.
around Lake Jackson. So
Alvin and all around.
right, we had a bus of about 50 plus
Yes.
kids
Yes.
and adults.
Yes.
So we were able to go and find out some things that's going on even in that area, because
Right.
our goal with this part of the program through Safe Diversity is to educate
Right.
the community, educate the public about the effects, or really the effects and the effects
Yes.
that's going on in our neighborhoods. So we had a good time, but we were thoroughly informed
Right.
and got some good information. So we'll be doing some other things. So stay tuned as far as on the environmental equity and justice part of our program in Safe Diversity, because we have some other things that's coming up.
Right.
And we'll be talking about them in our later programs. But if anybody wants to know more information about what we are doing in this particular area, please feel free to check us out on our Facebook page, Safe Diversity Communities.
Yes. And also, I just wanted to say, don't want to leave it out. While we was there, before we went on the Solidarity Tour, we had sponsored 250 backpacks for the church. So we
That's
had a wonderful
right.
time. We had lunch and gave out the backpacks before we all loaded up on the bus to take the tour. So we was honored to be able to sponsor the backpacks for the Angleton students that was there. So we had a wonderful time doing
That's
that.
right. Well, as you can see, Safe Diversity is not just in Houston communities,
Right.
but we expand throughout those communities where we feel that we are needed and that we can do something and make a difference. So thank you again, Dr. Scott,
All right.
for Safe Diversities and what you're doing for the community.
Also, we had another community event with the board I serve on. That is with the MLK parade, and that is the Black Heritage Society. On last Saturday before last, we had another backpack drive, and we gave out 250 backpacks to those students there, and we was partnered with them. Also partnered with ePrint Today, Jason Moore, and also our Spring ISD Education Foundation as well.
That's
was
correct.
a sponsor. So
That's correct.
So we gave out. They had free hot dogs and gave out free backpacks and free what that ice that they do, and I love it. What they call that ice?
Shaved ice.
Shaved ice.
Yes,
So-called
yes.
free. So we had a lot of kids that come out. So we had a wonderful time, and I was honored to be a sponsor for that also with Spring Education Foundation.
Right,
So that
right.
was
We were
another
glad to be
event
able to help with
that we did.
And shout out to Whataburger.
Shout out to
because we gave
Whataburger,
out
yes.
some Whataburger bags and
Yes.
some Whataburger coupons. So we thank all of our community partners and collaborators because once again, like I said, it takes a village, and I think
Right.
everyone helping to make events like this possible
Right.
is greatly needed and appreciated.
And we are busy. On next Saturday, the 24th, we'll be having the Safe Diversity Community Outreach kickoff for our students and parents, and we'll be giving out backpacks on that day. So just come out, and the backpacks is only for the kids that's already in the program. So if you're a part of the program, you've been a part of the program, please come out to 1000 Love Park in the Heights on next Saturday, and that's from 10 to 1. So come out and get a backpack and get, I don't know what kind of food they're going to have yet, but they haven't told me yet, but they're going to have food and just visiting with the students and the parents, especially the ones that's in the program and new kids that's coming and families come out and join Safe Diversity. You're going to love our program because your kids can grow up in the program. Because now our slogan is Safe Diversity, we are a one-stop organization.
Right.
Kids
And
can
JAMA
grow.
will also be out because we're giving
And
out school
Backpack.
supplies as well.
As well on Saturday, JAMA.
JAMA,
So come on out and join us. 'Cause
JAMA, JAMA.
We are busy out in
Yes.
the community and doing a lot of great things in the community. All right, Miss Dr. Allen, you want to tell a little bit about? I know you just talked about your other event, but what else is going on in your area? No, I think no, y'all. You and Dr. Simmons, don't y'all give out? Let them know about the food y'all give out on every Tuesday. Remember?
yeah,
tell them about
yeah.
that. Okay, come on.
I'm also a part of another organization,
Right.
Sugar Baby Domestic Violence 24-Hour Crisis.
Right.
Every Tuesday, we do give out food.
Right.
So if anybody is in need of any food, they can also call me on my personal number, 713-204-9554. We go over there every Tuesday from 11
Right.
to 1. But what we do is we pack it up and we distribute it to different parts of town. I do
Right.
the Southwest, she does the North Side.
Right.
So if anybody in need, give me a call.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and we can meet, or you can meet me at that facility
Right.
over there behind Impact Church, and
Okay.
we'll load you up.
All right. Sounds good. Dr. Turner, first, can you tell them a little bit about what Phyllis Law Firm does for the families with kids with disabilities? How do you help them? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because a lot of
Sure.
parents don't know. Okay.
All right. So we focus on helping families with children with special needs.
Right.
One of the things that we do is we talk to parents about different rights that they have to
Yes.
to have benefits, such as getting kids on the interest list for Medicaid waiver programs.
Right,
As soon
right.
as you have a child that you get a diagnosis for, go ahead and call either HHS with the state or your local intellectual and disability authority. For example, in Harris County, it's called the Harris Center.
Right.
You'll actually call both numbers eventually to get your child on interest list for about half a dozen programs.
Right.
And I suggest that you do it as soon as you get the diagnosis, because unfortunately the wait can be several years.
Right.
Some of
Yes.
the and this is for free assistance and services for your child for the rest of their lives,
Right.
but you have to wait several years. One of the best programs for children on the spectrum is called CLASS,
Right.
Community Living Assistance Support and Services, and that is, I think, on average, a 15-year wait.
15-year wait.
But-
See, people don't know that. That's why I
Yeah.
wanted to tell them.
And so, maybe by the time your child is graduating from high school or transitioning into adulthood when they're 18,
Right.
and depending on their circumstances and their level of incapacity, you as parents may need to get legal guardianship
Right.
over your adult disabled child.
Right.
Phyllis Law Firm can help you with that.
Right.
We can also help you keep your child's eligibility for government benefits
Right.
by getting a special needs trust drafted so that your child doesn't have assets in their name
Right.
over $2,000.
Right.
So they won't inherit something accidentally that would bump them into
Right.
an asset bracket, which would cause them to lose benefits.
Right.
So we help with special needs trust and educating families,
Right.
and we give free 30-minute consultations. We give free group presentations to a lot of
Right.
parent groups.
Oh, wonderful.
So whatever we can do to help, workshops,
Right.
seminars, webinars, whatever can work.
Wonderful.
We also have a newsletter, and then we also try to promote just like giving people information. For example, I have a template on my website about a letter to request putting a camera in your child's classroom
Yes.
if your child is in a special education classroom where it's self-contained. So maybe they have they're more severe with their diagnosis,
Right.
and so they're in the same classroom with their special education teacher and maybe a couple of paras.
Right.
And in that classroom, they're there all day.
Right.
They have their own bathroom. They may
Right.
have their lunch there and whatnot. So if it's a self-contained classroom,
Right.
then you as a parent of that child, that student can
Right.
request that there is a camera in the classroom.
Right.
Because maybe your child is nonverbal.
Right,
And your
right.
child comes home with
Right.
maybe a bruise and they can't explain to you
Right.
what happened.
Right.
And so you understand kids are kids and maybe
Right.
they may get a bruise or two, but
Right.
after this keeps happening or
Right,
after your
right.
child doesn't want to get out of the car when you're dropping them off to
Right.
school,
So-
you want to know what's going
what's
on.
going on.
Exactly.
And a video can help you
Right.
and help the school assess what's going on.
Right.
But this is the thing, you have to request this camera every year.
Right.
So
See, that's the
don't-
thing about
Yep.
it. Parents don't know that. So tell them it again, Dr. Turner Phyllis, that they need to what?
Request in writing that you have
Every
cameras
year.
in the classroom every year, at the beginning of the year. So we just started school, so make sure you get your letter. And even if they say, oh, we already have the camera, go ahead and put your request in also, just to make sure that that is on file.
Right.
And that you have access to knowing what's going on with your child just in
Right.
case something happens.
Good information. Good information.
Very-
And what's your website again?
What's that?
So it's phyllislaw.com. It's FILISLAW.com. And we have the long version. It's
Give 'em your number.
HoustonSpecialNeedsAttorneys.com. And then our phone number is 713-462-1777. And then again, we give free 30-minute consultations in case you have a question. And we can handle these consultations over the phone or by
Right.
Zoom. You don't have to leave
Right.
home to talk to us.
Wonderful. That's great information.
Go ahead, Dr. Scott.
Oh no, I'm just saying that is great information.
Okay, well, you're going to talk about our tour, what was coming up for our Solidarity Tour. We're coming up with, when we're going to be doing the town hall meeting. We want to invite you about that. So kind of go
yes,
a little bit
yes,
about it,
yes.
and a
I
little
sort
bit
of
about the
alluded to
documentary
that.
that we're doing. Talk a little
Yes,
bit about that.
okay. I'll elaborate a little bit more on that. As I
Okay.
said earlier, we are working on, and we're pretty much finishing up a program or really a study that's going to culminate in a town hall meeting where we will present an 8 to 10 minute short film sort of showcasing what we did over the summer. We have some of our students, some of our college students that are doing community interviews and asking residents in these communities that I mentioned earlier that could be affected by these particular plants or the Bammel field or things that's in their area. And we're going to publicize, or what can I say, showcase our findings along with the documentary where we've interviewed some of our collaborating organizations. And we are planning the town hall meeting the last Saturday in October. But we will be talking more about it on the program in the next coming month. Hopefully at our next program here at Radio DeBang, we'll give you more specific information with regards to the location. But stay tuned for that, because once again, the important part about this and our main emphasis for doing this is to educate the communities that are being impacted by what's going on.
Right. Because I just want to say, it's because they don't look for things to be going on in our area, because our area is well kept. So I want to say Kirkendall is the most well kept secret, because you would know the largest Bama storage tank in Texas would be on that street that now live next door. That's what we're trying to educate people to know what's going on, because that's built next to a senior facility. The seniors live there, right? We have rehab daycare that's in the area. We have a elementary school.
Residential communities.
Residential community.
Right.
And they're not aware of what's there. They don't
Right.
pay attention to what's there.
Right.
So
And there are high
education.
rates of cancer and, folks with asthma and breathing problems. And a
Right.
lot of times people either living in the community or they're commuting back and forth, and they do not realize
Right.
that what's affecting their health, their soil, their water, and their air is could be a plant, because I know a lot of times people live in areas and they see businesses and plants like that, and they think that everything is okay. They're doing safe things,
Right.
but they do not realize what's really going on. And like I said, this is happening over time. So that's the reason for the documentary. That's the reason for the interviews, because we want to talk with the residents. Obviously, there is documentation already,
Right.
and there's information. But what we want to do from our standpoint is to get a sample of those folks that we are interviewing specifically for this particular project, so that we can let them know what our findings were. And I will say this: we're lay folks doing this,
Right.
but we still can do it and communicate our findings to the community, the things that that's already documented and the things that we are going to document, so that the residents, so that they can do something
Right.
through We're going to invite elected officials because one of the things we are going to be doing, there'll be Lobby Day, I believe, on September the 17th.
We'll be
So we
going to
want to make
Austin,
sure,
yes.
we want to make sure that the elected officials are aware, and that when House bills or things come up for voting for these regulations and the TCEQ
Right.
come up, that the residents, the voters, the constituents, we the people are informed and letting our representatives in these particular areas know that we're holding them accountable to make sure that the regulations or the laws that need to be passed to protect our communities and our generations to come are put in place so that our kids or our kids' kids will not still be facing this 10, 20, 30 years down the road, so that maybe some of these companies, they can do some remediation or some things that can help the health of these of our citizens. So that's very important. So like I said, we will be having a town hall meeting that's going to culminate all of the information, or culminate with all of the information that we're at this time compiling together. So stay tuned, and we'll be more than happy to share
And
this
everyone is
information.
welcome to come.
Everyone is
welcome to
welcome.
come.
We will put out, yes, sure.
Let me ask a question.
Okay.
Because I know of some areas, I know a particular area off of Fondren over there, and almost everybody in that community has come down with cancer. So my question
They
is,
did a study over there?
I don't know. What my question is though, why are they even allowed to put these plants in near residential areas, and shouldn't they be accountable
Well,
for
first
the
of all,
people that are developing cancer, because they know it's coming directly from these plants?
that's a good question.
The
Very good
question
question. Is first of all,
it's
there
no
are no
zoning
zoning.
laws.
Thank you. I'll let Doc. Yeah, that's what I was going to
There's
say.
no zoning law, so
There-
they can build whatever they want, anywhere they want to build.
There are no zoning laws in Houston, number one. And then when folks ask for a permit, they hold public hearings.
Right.
But if the voices are not heard,
Right.
or they're not considered, because you always, and this may be a little bit controversial here, so I'll just preface by saying that, but you have to always follow the money, right?
Always.
Follow the money. And there are lobbyists. So that's why it's so important that what we're doing, document and telling the citizens, the people, so that they can go to their elected officials, because there is a regulatory agency and someone that oversees that. It's called the TCEQ, Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. Right? So if a cement batch plant or some other facilities wants to build in an area, they ask for a permit. Right? Then they hold a public hearing, and they will publicize it. But sometimes, you're an attorney. Sometimes people have to go through so many legal hoops and information to find out that. So our goal, just as citizens, like I said, we're lay people. We have to educate the community. That's why we're going to Austin as well. I've gone to TCEQ hearings in Houston. So has Dr. Scott. We've gone to Austin. So I would say for that area, the Fondren area, I'm pretty sure, and we can talk offline about this, that there is some organization, environmental organization, because there are several. Well, there are environmental organizations that probably has been studying that area, right? Just like in Fifth Ward. You know how many years, how long Fifth Ward
been fighting.
has been
Okay,
on.
but do you notice that they're putting them into the lower income areas?
That's what I said earlier. Black, brown,
and
indigenous,
Hispanic,
and low.
right.
Yeah,
Because
black,
when we
brown.
took that tour,
Yes,
we were
exactly.
mostly like in a lower income area,
Because people do not.
and they don't know.
But they're not educated to
challenges.
what's going
that's
on.
that's why we're doing the study for this particular area, and we will definitely reach out, and like I say, we can talk offline to the
Right.
folks in that area, so maybe that they can do something similar.
Right. They can
Right,
Have, they can have
or
a
we can
solidarity tour.
Right,
Put it
right.
down on paper.
Start their own, or we
Mm-hmm.
can connect you. Like I was saying, there are other organizations that out here that's doing the work that we're doing
Right.
as
It's a lot of
well.
organizations. We're not the only one.
Right,
It's a
we
lot
got
of them.
Houston Airlines, Earthworks. I mean, I could name off
Coco,
about 20. Yeah, Coco. So there
Even
are many.
TSU.
But it's like I feel like that the people should be able to file lawsuits if they can prove that
It's too
you know what
hard.
I mean, that they got cancer as a result of these chemical plants because they're putting all this pollution in the air,
I tell you
and
what,
it's affecting our children,
exactly.
and it's affecting the
And it's
elderly.
all over. I mean,
Yeah.
we've all, well, you saw on the tour that
Yeah.
you went
So that's
with
what
us
I'm
in
saying.
June,
So-
on June 22nd. It's really all over. But once again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but it is in these communities
Right.
because this is where people are underrepresented, their voices are not heard, and you follow the money. Right,
you got to follow
and
the money.
that's just the way it is. So what we want to do, and what we want to continue to do, we're not just going to sit on the sidelines and watch. We want to be voices, and sometimes loud voices, or like Thelma and I say, make good trouble, so
Yeah.
that we can affect a change, a difference. But it takes the people. It takes the people, which reminds me, if I can say, everybody need to get registered. Make sure you're ready, because local elections are important, because you send people to the state house and to the national houses, but you want to make sure that they are listening to you, not just the lobbyists for certain industries. I'll say no name to bear any blame.
Right.
So that's what we want to do. But what I will say, there is a film called Dark Waters. It was on Netflix, and it talked about DuPont.
Right.
What DuPont
Watch
paint.
it. Please
so,
watch it.
So watch. I would tell everyone to watch that, and I say watch that because these folks have been fighting DuPont for years, for generations.
Maybe 50 years.
So,
Huh?
Putting them in areas where a lot of people don't have insurance.
of course,
they
of
don't have
course,
the
they're the
means and the
vulnerable
resources.
areas. They're
So that's
vulnerable
what I'm saying.
areas.
So why are they choosing? Is that why they're choosing those areas? Because they know these people.
Exactly.
People don't. They have.
Yes.
What-
There's
Go
a-
ahead.
Not in my backyard movements that you've seen for Superfund sites and whatever.
Yeah,
And
super
so
fun.
there's already been like. there's
Okay,
already
guys,
been
we're gonna table
generations
this
of
because this is so much we need to talk about, but we're running out of time. But I just want to say to everyone, we're gonna
Yes.
let everybody close out. Say your little short close out, and we're gonna close out, and we're gonna pick this up on next month because it's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to learn. Okay.
Bye from Attorney Phyllis.
Okay, Dr. Cynthia Allen, a great conversation today.
Dr. Sandra Harper Scott.
Sunshine Rodriguez with Sunshine Personnel Solutions.
All right, you guys. I'm Dr. Thelma Scott, and I just want to say to you guys, hope you enjoyed our show today. Stay tuned next time. Same place, same time. But just before we get off, I noticed something. Did y'all notice something? Mm-hmm. What? No, he think he getting away. You coming over here, our DJ, and say something. He tried to get out and come back up in here at
Yeah, I
11 o'clock.
noticed it too.
I know that.
Yes.
D, come on in and say something. Yeah.
Okay. Happy Monday. Happy what month are we in? August. Sorry. I always
Say it
forget.
quickly because it's almost over.
Yeah, I know, right? Almost over. But it's always good to see you, lovely ladies. It brings a great start to the week. So thank you for everything y'all do, especially you, Miss Scott.
All right. Thank you, Dee. Okay, same time, same place. Have a wonderful and blessed Monday and blessed rest of the week. Bye-bye to everybody.
Over and out.
I forgot to say something to you. Say Diversity love you. Radio the Bond love you. Guess what? It ain't nothing you can do about it. Hey, hey, hey.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Yes. All right.